Hello VC, Big Star 1000 with a return of a series that I've been doing on and off, Gimme Ten, and I've chosen to focus my attention today on the label CTI. Now, disclaimer before I start, obviously I don't own every CTI record, I haven't heard every CTI record, so this is just my 10 favorite from my own collection. So you may disagree or you may think I've missed something, write in the comments. I don't mind, I'm happy to discuss things with people. But this is just, to provide you with some more content, show more records. That was the aim of Gimme Ten, really, was to, be able to show more records in different contexts. And today it's a label. Fantastic label in my opinion. Some people think that CTI really is mediocre or pedestrian, but I think there's some really great numbers on the CTI label. So the 10 I've chosen are probably sort of classics, I would say, but still worth discussing. Right, so CTI is a label founded by Creed Taylor Incorporated, CTI. He was a producer, A&R man for several recording companies. He worked with Verve, I think, and he founded Impulse, and he signed John Coltrane onto Impulse. So we can thank him for that, because Train is certainly, they refer to Impulse as the house that Train built. So basically, he was just the main artist. Founded CTI in 1967 and signed up a whole lot of great artists, from Hubert Laws to Bob James to George Benson, and a heap of really fantastic jazz musicians. Start with a super classic, Bob James 1, foundation stone of hip hop. Like, I don't think it gets any more classic than this in CTI. You've all heard Nautilus. If you haven't, you need to check it out. It appears on a lot of hip hop recordings, has been sampled to death. And there's a cast of thousands. It's a fantastic jazz funk record. Everybody should own it. Really, basically, it's really an amazing album. So that was the first one that I chose, Bob James 1. Moving on, second record on my Gimme Ten is a lesser known record. Now, most of these records that I'm going to show you, the 10 records, they're from the 6000 series, because CTI goes in thousands. The most important, arguably, is the 6000. Most of them are there. This one comes from the 5000 series. It's a group from Hawaii called Sea Wind. This is a very strange kind of funky fusion Christian record. Yes, I just really love this record. It's really damn dynamic, and it's got female vocals. As I said, the band from Hawaii, and they've got this really sunny sound to them. There they are, and you can see that they're against the backdrop of the probably Hawaiian waters, Pacific Ocean. Really, just a great sort of horn sound. I think the horn section of Sea Wind went on to become the horn section for lots of other famous, like Earth, Wind and Fire, perhaps they played with, I think, I've got a feeling. But this is a great funky record. You just got to get in the headspace, but as far as CTI funky records are great. I really like it. Just as classic as Bob James 1, we have Red Clay by Freddie Hubbard. Really a masterwork. Maybe the best jazz record on CTI. Just really fantastic. The title track, Red Clay, is nothing short of amazing. Little shout out to Anthony Camplone, who traded this with me the first time I went to his house. I think I gave him a copy of the Jazz Composers Orchestra, the Silver album. You know it. He gave me this in return, which was cool. Red Clay with Joe Henderson, Herbie Hancock, Ron Carter, Lenny White. I mean, stellar records. Just, you know, amazing post-bop. Just one of the best. There's a couple of worthwhile Brazilian artists on CTI. One of which is Eto Moreira, the percussionist, and I had trouble choosing between that and maybe Free. And he's made quite a few albums on CTI, but I go with Fingers. Again, a very funky Brazilian sort of fusion, jazz fusion album. Great cast. Flora Purim, his wife, obviously, on vocals, and Dave Amaro on guitar. You know, just a great sort of soulful, funky fusion Brazilian record. Really like the last song, Tombo, in 7/4. It's great. Released in 1973. And most of these records are from the 70s. Next, what I love about the CTI as well is the cover, the sleeves are just so... the aesthetics of CTI I need to speak of. You know, it's just so beautifully done. You could just spend hours looking at them, the beautiful things. Next is a record that I've talked about on the VC. In the early days of the VC, I used to do a series called Obscure Classics, and it's one of the very first records that I highlighted Hubert Laws in the beginning. Double album of basically jazz flutes, but you know, Hubert Laws is a flautist. Again, just a beautiful red face. It's just stunning. There he is. This is double LP. It sort of fuses funky flute with sort of takes on modern classical pieces. There's a take on Gymnopédie No. 1, which is Eric Satie. This is just a really classy, sublime record. I still love it, and if that's not your thing, well then, I'm sorry. But I definitely like this record. Then, what have we got? A record that I talked about a couple of weeks ago. This is great, funky vibes. Milt Jackson, Olinga. Oh, it's just, how can you resist a sleeve like this one? This is what I'm talking about, the art of CTI. You can make a book out of this. In fact, I'm sure there's probably one out there somewhere. The art of CTI. Olinga. Milt Jackson was the vibraphonist on in the Modern Jazz Quartet, but this is, I think, far superior to anything the Modern Jazz Quartet has ever done. Cedar Walton, Ron Carter, Jimmy Heath. My words, what a lineup! Fantastic. Just funky vibes, you know. Okay, continuing with another Brazilian record, which I do really like, and maybe we don't talk about this guy quite enough. Deodato. This is Prelude. Has a knockout version of Also sprach Zarathustra, the Strauss classic. Love this record. Just, yeah, fantastic record. Deodato, Prelude. Yeah, what to say? He plays piano, electric piano, and you've got so many. Again, you've got the regular cast: Ron Carter, Stanley Clarke, Billy Cobham, Eto Moreira. You've even got Ray Barretto. I mean, how can you get anything wrong with a lineup like this? It's just stellar. Okay, and I'll finish with almost my 3 favorite records on for this video. Save the best for last. Oh no, I'm not sure. Randy Weston, Blue Moses, that's right. Again, the sleeve. Woof. What a masterpiece of a record that is. Look at this, it's fantastic. This is just a funky big band. This record gets better and better. You play it, and every track just gets so intense, just into a sort of locked groove of funkiness and tightness. This is just incredible. Again, arranged by Don Zabesky. I haven't talked about Don Zabesky, but Don Zabesky basically arranged just about everything that's on CTI. Freddie Hubbard, Billy Cullen, Ron Carter, Airto Moreira, Grover Washington Jr., Hubert Laws, my oh my, lineup extraordinaire. I mean, this may not be your thing, but this, as a big band record, very hard to top. It's a very, very strong 1976, I think, perhaps. Blue Moses, Randy Weston. Now this here is an absolute stone cold monster record. I'm talking about Joey Farrell, Upon This Rock. Again, a sort of a hip hop favorite sample heap. But what this record does, it's not so much what Joey Farrell does on this, is what Joey Beck does. Joey Beck, the guitar player. Oh my, what a guitar player. He's on fire, literally. I mean, this is scorching guitar. So you got Joey Beck on guitar, Herb Bushler on double bass, Jim Madison on drums, and Joey Farrell on sax. And you've got Herbie Hancock as well on some tracks, and Steve Gadd on drums. But this is just an absolute stone cold classic. If you haven't heard this record, you need to hear it. Upon This Rock by Joey Farrell from the year 1973. Just great. Last but not least, a fantastic record. Now, CTI had, I think, about 2 or 3 subsidiaries and a sister label. A sister label to CTI is Kudu, so I've chosen this record. I know it's not technically CTI, but it really is. I mean, Kudu is CTI's sister label, you know, produced for CTI Record by Creed Taylor. You can see there, it says there. Idris Muhammad, Power Soul, again, stone cold monster record, just really funky, just great jazz record. Couldn't hardly recommend a record any more than this. Again, Joe Beck. Joe Beck does it. Joe Beck on guitar. It's just Randy Brecker on trumpet. We've got drums, obviously. The man himself, Grover Washington Jr., Bob James on keyboards. This is just a fantastic record. The Power of Soul by Idris Muhammad. So there you go. I'm going to do a few labels. I'm hoping to get around to some classic label, maybe Island Records, ECM, Virgin. I don't know. I'll think about some other labels. If you like this idea, just leave me some comment. If you don't like this idea and you think I'm wasting time, don't watch me. That's as simple as that. I don't watch people I don't like. You don't have to watch me. Anyway, until next time.